Hey all, let's take a look at more of the digestive tract. We're going to zoom in on the esophagus and the stomach. So the esophagus starts right about here. We're going from the laryngopharynx. Here's the oropharynx, then laryngopharynx. We're deciding if we want to breathe air in through the epiglottis into the larynx or swallow food. So we obviously want to swallow food and not choke. So we need this epiglottis to cover the glottis, the opening to the larynx. If we cover that, then when we swallow and push food down using our swallowing muscles, it can push down our esophagus. There is a sphincter here that's known as the upper esophageal sphincter. Sphincters are part of the muscularis mucosa. Muscularis externa. Sphincters are part of the muscularis externa. Externa, if you recall, this is mucosa, so not that one, the larger one. Sphincters are made up of the muscularis externa. Upper esophageal sphincter, we rhythmically push food down our esophagus. The esophagus, when it contracts in that rhythmic motion to push food down, that's called peristalsis. Just a note on the location of the esophagus, you can see it's posterior, this is mid-sagittal cut, posterior to the larynx and trachea. Here's a model of the lungs, and if you look carefully, you can see, let's go this way. It's really hard to see, but because it's hiding, if you look really closely, you can see here's the larynx and trachea, the things with the ridges, but what's labeled as number 19, that's the esophagus. What's labeled as 19 is the esophagus. And if you look over here, trachea, here's the rest of the esophagus, and aorta is right next to it because the aorta arches up and around. Esophagus, it's retroperitoneal when it gets into the abdominal cavity. All right. Once we get down to the stomach, we have another sphincter. From the esophagus to the stomach, there is another sphincter. That is called the lower esophageal sphincter. Up here was the upper esophageal sphincter, which is not really shown here, but I guess right here. Upper esophageal sphincter. Here's the lower esophageal sphincter. We're regulating the passage of food into the stomach. The stomach can be divided into four major parts if we're just looking at basic regions of the stomach. This first area, right by the opening, that's known as the cardia. It's the heart of the stomach, I guess. This is the cardia. This little bulge up, whenever the organs have bulges like this, like the uterus has a bulge like this is called a fundus. Ooh, so this is the cardia. I'll just pull this off. This is the cardia. This is the fundus. The main part, that's the body. The main part, that's the body. That's where most of the food's going to fill up. Cardia, fundus, body. And then this last part is known as the pyloric part. Pyloric part. We get one more sphincter here. That's the pyloric sphincter leading into the duodenum. You can get a better view of that here. Here's the pyloric part over there leading into the duodenum. Duodenum is retroperitoneal. The stomach is not. So once again, those different regions. If I can get this attached. Maybe not. There we go. Cardia, fundus is the bulge, main thing is the body, pyloric part. Lower esophageal sphincter, pyloric sphincter is over there. The stomach has rugae that you can see at a gross anatomy level with your own eyes. Rugae are these folds that allow for expansion. The stomach is a really important organ for storing food. Not everyone's so lucky, and back in the day, like ancestors' day, we want to be able to store food for extended periods of time because we don't always know when our next meal will be. And we also want to prevent our food from spoiling or prevent other people from eating it, other animals from eating it. So we want to stuff our stomachs with food. And these rugae allow for expansion without increase in pressure. kind of like an accordion. At a microscopic level, at the tissue level, over here, this represents the stomach, this is the esophagus. We've got our simple columnar, but you see these little holes? Those are pits. These are gastric pits. They produce lots of mucus, lots of acid, lots of enzymes. Mucus to protect the epithelium, acid to destroy pathogens and help digest food, enzymes which are digesting food. Acid helps digest. So those are some important components of the stomach. And I think I'll pause there. In another video, I'll go over the small intestines and the large intestines, as well as the accessory glands like the pancreas and the liver. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks for watching. Take care.